Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be doing a quick, nice, easy mission where we're going to be doing an evacuate the shelter. And I'm going to show you guys like a nice, like fun build that I like to do, especially because of how the terrain is pretty well in our favor. I'm also going to be uploading this like a little bit after, like right after the mission reset. And real quick, I'm going to go over to my display capture right now and show you guys uh, that there's a lot of V-Bucks today, so I highly recommend getting these done whenever you can. There's a V-Buck mission in like pretty much every single category or biome, right? Stonewwood, Blankerton, Candy Valley, Twin Peaks. So yeah, make sure you get those done. If you're not high enough to reach these, then you can join my Discord server down below to find some people to do the V-Buck mission with probably. And if you want to choose to support the channel, then feel free to like, leave a comment, subscribe, and use my supporter creator code STOCKINGS. It'll be in the description. It's also seen in my channel name. And I think I'm getting beat up by Husk right now, and yeah, I am. So that was actually perfect timing though, because yeah. So the thing about the evacuate the shelter, right, is that you gotta wait 10 minutes to actually, see what you're gonna, or I'm sorry, for the mission to actually start. But around like 7:45, like how it did right there around like 7:45 mark, it actually showed me like what element it's gonna be, and also or if the storm is gonna be rotating or not, right? And that's really important because you definitely want to make sure that your defenses are as optimal as possible for the situation, right? If this is a 4-player mission, right, then you'd obviously know if like the element or whatever and all that stuff, and like the modifiers that you'll be encountering. But in like a regular like a mini boss zone, right, then you're not really gonna know. But you're also not gonna know if the storm's gonna be rotating or not if you're just in a regular if you're in a 4-player, right? And vice versa for just regular like 140 missions like how I'm in right now is just parallel 140, and the Twin Peaks actually is one of the ebook missions too, so I figured I'd make a nice video out of it. Alright, so as you saw there, we're going to be dealing with nature husks, and we're also going to be dealing with a rotating storm, so I'm going to be clearing some of this out nice and easy. And before I get into the building, this is also the loadout that I'll be using. Base Kyle in the commander. He's just an insane constructor. I love him. Recycling. This can be whatever you want, really. I try recycling just because, like, why not? It's just materials back. It can be Happy Holidays. It can be totally rocking out. It can be freaking whatever. I don't care what you're running there. It's all up to you, really. There's anything try hard that I'm doing. Well, I'm getting harassed by lots of crowds of enemies today. And yeah, so that was the build, and now we're just going to be upgrading all of our stuff here. Because it's only 140, right? But it is definitely advised, especially if you really have like stone to tier 3 it, right? Because it's obviously not as durable as like something like as a metal would be, right? So you definitely want to make sure that your stone is fully upgraded to make sure that it has the highest HP possible to survive the attacks. And because of how the terrain is, I actually don't even have to like upgrade everything. I can just upgrade like this nice little like half of the shelter, and it's pretty chill, which is nice. We can just mantle up here. Also make sure that you upgrade the roof a little bit too, because flingers and lobbers can definitely be a pain in the ass when worrying about, or when in shelter missions. They do have a tendency to spawn quite frequently. A little bit of anti-air traps too to help with that. And okay, so what we're going to be doing is that they're going to be spawning over in this area. They're going to be spawning in that area, and because the storm is rotating, I'm expecting some to spawn like out here, out in front. So we're just gonna make sure that we can like funnel these guys into like like the guys over here. We want to make sure that we funnel them to like this area right here, like this tile right here where I'm standing on. Pretty much want to make sure that we funnel them into there, just like so. Perfect. I should be building these floors out of brick instead of metal. My bad. And yeah, we're just gonna be doing something like this, right? And yeah, so the husks that spawn over here, they should be coming up through. I'm gonna try and funnel them so that they come up through that ramp over here. So we're gonna be doing a block off real quick right here. Gonna be if you don't know how to do a block off, it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is just put like a nice little 1x1 right here. Put a floor, at least edit it like that. Put a cone, edit like that, and put a thing right there, and voila, it should be blocked off, which means that the AI of the husks should not be trying to go over here. It should only be going through here. So that should be nice. And then I'm also going to be putting that right there just to straighten them out a little bit more. And then because I expect some to come through this angle, I'm going to be putting a wall, right, some walls here to funnel them through this direction, like so. Perfect. And yeah, so I'm also going to be, oh, dude, is my mouse My mouse is like giving up on me. Oh my god. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing some walls and some ramps like this. I went over stuff like this in my trap tunnel video. I recommend checking that video out too. It's really, really good, really informative. I'm really proud of that video. So yeah, and then we're just gonna be trying to just like funnel them as much as we can into this area. And I'm actually gonna spice it up a little bit. I'm gonna be doing something like this, like a little 1x1, right? And then we're gonna be doing a gas, a freeze facing this way so that they get staggered backwards when they get frozen, some broadsides, and a wall dart right here. We'll put a tar pit right here as well, another one right here. And then on this angle, we will be using some tire traps. Tire traps are amazing. Every time there's a ramp like this on the terrain, let me freaking, oh my god. Am I dumb? Okay, there we go. Whenever there's like a natural ramp like this in the terrain, I love using tire traps. They're just so fun and so effective to use. I like putting a nice little floor spike here, and honestly, I can just put a wall launcher here as well to like recycle them, right? So if they do manage to come up the ramp, if the tire is not, you know, is like reloading or something, then then the wall launcher here will just boop them away, and then they're gonna have to go over the whole thing again. And then over here, I'll put a nice little freeze trap as well. I placed it wrong. I placed it facing this way. You should always be placing your freeze traps facing towards the objective so that they get staggered backwards when they get frozen. Okay, and then I'm also going to be doing another tire trap like that. If you have a freeze trap, definitely make sure that you have some damage to support the freeze trap, right? I can even put like a little dynamo here. You don't have to put this dynamo really. If this is like a 4-player, then sure, but you know, this is only like a pretty chill 140 mission, right? So just keep that in mind. I like upgrading my traps here to at least tier 2. That's just a nice little comfort zone for me. And I'll put some wall darts here. And I'm also going to be doing, and here I'll be doing some other traps. I'll be using some ceiling electric fields actually, just to spice it up a little bit. They are nature, so we are going to have to be using energy electric fields, right? And I really don't think that it'll be that cluttered, right? So I'm only going to be using a little defense like this, and if I need more, then I will put some more accordingly, right? And yeah, this really should be it. I spent like no time at all building that defense and all that stuff. So yeah, just gonna be taking out these stragglers. I do expect this part to get overwhelmed though if they have like a lot of huskies or smashers that come through this choke point, right? So that is something to worry about. Upgrade some of this, upgrade some of this. Yeah, it's the same thing with this one. I am going to be doing one more layer right here of a ceiling electric field, like so. Another freeze trap. Freeze traps are just insane. They're just really good. And yeah, this really should be. Oh, I'll put a dynamo as well, like so. Perfect. All right, yeah. Now it's to a point where I like how this looks. So yeah, the mission's about to start, and we should be chilling. Get some of my metal back and brick, and yeah, we should be chill. I might need to put more anti-air traps depending how many lobbers I see. The level lobbers really aren't that much of an issue at the moment, but if I see like actual like you know the skull lobbers, then I might have to place some more down. But yeah. Here we go, guys. Nightfall is coming, and we have husks to deal with. The base, I put it here in like a nice center position so that I can just cover up the entire shelter. But also, and because of a mega base and the support, we do have a bit of survivability as well. Or I'm sorry, a bit of a range extension. And yeah, those are level lobbers, so I'm not even gonna bother shooting them. Level lobbers really aren't an issue. Genuinely, they don't do any damage, right? To buildings at least. Of course, they do damage too, but they don't do any damage to buildings. Here you can also put like a little ceiling zapper, one of these things right here. So like a smasher comes through, or a mist monster or a husky comes through, then they get zapped, right, and the big burst damage. But over here, yeah, this part of the tunnel is doing as well as I expected it to. The combination of tire traps or freeze traps is just such a broken combination, guys. I made videos as well, and like you know, and like the power level 160 zones, right, where I've literally just won missions with like a super simple just tire trap, freeze trap defense, and it's like totally chill because of how insanely strong the combination is. There's a chest here. Also a tip that I forgot to recommend as well is that when you're setting up, I do recommend. Oh, I lagged. Oh my god, I lagged. Yeah, so a tip that I do recommend you guys doing is that when you are setting up, put the banner down, right, like around here and like the little around the base area, because you definitely do want your oh my god, I'm brain farting. Definitely want your banner put down at least so that if it's like a hard mission and someone dies, and they can just respawn to where the banner is, and not having to like do the walk of shame from the original spawn point. Oh, sploders. Okay, so sploders, guys, I do recommend taking care of these whenever you guys see them. Sploders have a mechanic, in case you guys don't know, where they just automatically explode their propane tanks if they fall below a certain amount of HP due to traps. So yeah, keep that in mind when dealing with sploders. They can be kind of tricky to deal with and really unfun to play against sometimes. So yeah, whenever you see sploders, definitely make sure they take care of those things. Anti-air traps do shoot their propane tanks. They do shoot the propane tanks, but it's only if they actually throw it. The sploders just kamikaze themselves. You know what I mean? They just blow themselves up, and the anti-air trap can't detect that. But yeah, the storm rotated right. So now we got, as I suspected, some of the husks are coming in from this angle. This is just stuff that they pick up once you play the game, right? Like I've been playing the game for a couple of years now, so I know some of the spawn patterns and all that stuff, and I just kind of expected the storm to rotate in this angle. But yeah, so we're actually in a pretty good wave. Whenever you see like a lot of those of the gunslingers or the zappers, I think is what they're called, the zappers, little cowboy guys that shoot you. It's actually not that bad. They are super annoying to do if you're playing like a ninja and you're like up in there in the action or whatever, or playing a soldier trying to just chill and shoot people from the distance. But if you're a constructor and you're just chilling on top of your base, the zappers really don't do anything. They just kind of just feed you, or feed your traps, damage and stuff like that. Or if you're running like like a heavy base Kyle or something like that, I don't really recommend heavy base Kyle. He's kind of a pretty mediocre at best constructor at this power level, but on like a lower power level zone, you can definitely use heavy base Kyle. And zappers tend to just go on the floors that are affected and die and feed you free charge. But yeah, so here that's getting a bit more wicked right now. So now we have like the skull lobbers and we have some flingers spawning. Those guys are super annoying to deal with. I do notice these things spawn a bit frequently in shelter missions or also in right lightning missions. Yeah. So the love lobbers, you can tell, are the ones that have the yellow flame on them, right? And they're just gonna be throwing the freaking little heart thingies or whatever, and all that stuff, to be just annoying. They don't do any building damage. They're just reskins of the beehive lobbers. You know what I mean? They're just reskins for the event of the no dancing quest line. So yeah. But regardless, oh, it's a chrome husky. No, I think it's just a regular husky. Yeah, it's just regular husky. Okay. Yeah. So the skull lobbers are the ones that have like the little purple flame around them, around their head. And oh, smasher. Okay. So smashers. This is where I can finally showcase the double boiler. The double boiler has been one of my favorite weapons as of recently. And right here, the smasher charging, right? So yeah, so smasher charge right there, which means he was targeting these walls right here. And my favorite smasher killer as of recent has been the double boiler. It's so good at just killing these fat targets like these huskies, right? And these mist monsters in general. It's just so freaking good, guys. It's so freaking good, and it has this 6 perk where it creates a steam cloud whenever you get a kill, and so it gives some actual area control. And yeah, so the mini boss, the mini boss here on regular evac missions, they spawn pretty late. This guy spawned at like 50 seconds left or something like that, or like 45 seconds. But it shouldn't be too hard to kill by yourself, especially when you have a good weapon with the double boiler. If this is a smasher mini boss, definitely want to use the discharger or something like that to kill it as fast as you can. They can also just be using what I'm doing. I'm just using a really strong shotgun, being the double boiler. I'm by myself, it's such a strong shotgun that it can actually just solo mini bosses. If you see like a husky though, I recommend stuff like the pot shot. That's probably a bit more better. But yeah, just put the slow fuel down, shoot as hard as you can. Maybe even wiggle it around in your trap tunnels. But yeah, that was it, guys. That was a really chill evacuate the shelter mission. Power level 140, super efficient design, stuff like that. Just standard funneling fundamentals and stuff like that. And yeah, that was it, guys. If you want to support me, please use my code in the item shop, code Stockings. It'll mean the world to me. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and if you want to join my Discord server, there'll be an invite link in the description down below. And yeah, I hope you guys take care of yourselves. Have a good rest of your day, and bye-bye.